As promised, Johan gave a talk today at PDXCON about Imperator Rome, and we have some new info and rumors to talk about. A few slides from the presentation have shown up on the internet, so let's take a look. First, we have resources. There's not a lot to say here other than what I've already said in my last video. There's some names here, so we have Civic and Oratory for a couple of those things, and Tyranny is now named as Tyranny, so we got that one right at least. Civic is probably going to be something like admin, and Oratory I'm assuming is going to be something like diplomatic, but again, until things are confirmed, we don't know for sure. But yeah, that's about it for the resources slide. Moving on to population and trade, there are a few rumors that are circling about. The first one is that there's going to be an easy way to upgrade the pops to citizens, so taking a freeman or a tribesman and turning them into a citizen should be a straightforward thing, similar to a Victoria game. Slaves are going to come from sacking cities. Citizens are supposed to provide research, and research is going to be a little different than any other game. It's not going to be a tree or like EU4, so we're going to have to see how that turns out. Freemen and tribesmen are going to provide you manpower and taxes, and I'm guessing that that means that slaves are going to drive production in some way. It would make sense, but again, we need to know for sure. The trade goods here aren't complete. It said that there's going to be about 40 of them, but it's all subject to change as well, so whether or not these numbers are correct, who knows. But the ones that we do see here look like livestock, cloth, fur, some sort of plant, olives, wood, grain, horses, metal, wine, and salt. At least that's what it looks like to me. Maybe the plant's papyrus, maybe it's weed, who knows. Another interesting rumor that's been circling around is that elephants might be required for special units, which might make them into a resource themselves. Wood seems to be necessary to build ships, and it's possible maybe to stack goods bonuses, so maybe like sending a bunch of grain to a province is going to give you a bunch of population growth or something like that. Moving on to unit types, we have a few new unit types that we haven't seen yet. It's rumored that there's going to be 12, and we only see 9 now. Again, everything's subject to change, so we'll see how it goes, but we can at least see mounted archers, elephant cavalry, desert cavalry, and chariots. If elephants are going to be needed to make elephant cavalry, then maybe we're going to need camels to do desert cav, and then camels could also, you know, probably help with trade routes or something like that. But again, this is all speculation, we don't know for sure. It's going to be interesting to see once some dev diaries start coming out. One last thing is Roman soldiers are supposedly going to be able to build roads, which makes sense, and you know, that'll be cool. We've also seen a lot of maps show up today on the internet. Supposedly, the map's going to be projected onto a globe, so you're going to see it spin around. There's new territory that we're seeing in all of these maps, which is going to give us a little bit more of an idea of how the power structures are going to be in different areas of the world. People are saying that there have been Germanic and Scandinavian tribes added since these photos were taken, so hopefully we'll get to see those pretty soon as more things show up. Siberia shows up mostly as wasteland, which is expected. That yellow coloring, I'm assuming, is something that you cannot pass into. Whereas the gray area seems unknown. Some of it may be wasteland, some of it may actually be colonizable area. It would be cool to see it as something that we can at least use, but we'll have to see. The last thing on these maps that really popped out to me was the odd shapes above India. I'm not really sure if this is going to be a wasteland thing or uncolonized. It is kind of close to mountain ranges, so maybe it's impassable territory, but we'll find out sooner or later. There's also rumors that the end date's going to be somewhere around the end of the Republic, around 720 AUC or like 27 BCE. This brings the game pretty close to around 300 years of playtime, and me along with a lot of other people are thinking there's going to be DLC that'll probably end up extending the timeline into the future, where you'll play as the Empire and probably go all the way until the fall of Rome, or at least the split, and, you know, leave things pretty close to the CK2 era. That's all I have for now. This video is mostly just covering the things that have shown up today. If you're interested in more of the game, you should check out my previous video where I go over basically everything that we know for sure and do a bunch of speculation as well. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, maybe share it with your friends, you know, do all those fun things that might actually help my channel a little bit here and there. And I will definitely be back when there's more information about the game.